Imagine driving a car where the GPS refuses to just tell you the next turn.
Oh man, that sounds awful.
Right. Instead, it just continuously calculates like 50 different catastrophic detours you haven't even taken yet.
Just constantly screaming, recalculating.
Exactly. Every intersection is basically a panic attack. And, well, that is what chronic worry actually feels like.
Yeah, it really is.
So today we are doing a deep dive into a really personal reflection on that exact kind of exhausting anxiety.
And we're pairing it with a daily quiet time devotional, plus looking at some surprisingly relevant ancient advice from the Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians.
Right, all about how relationships impact our peace of mind.
So the author of our source material was living with that malfunctioning GPS, like every single day.
Yeah.
They list out this just staggering mental burden.
It was a lot.
Yeah, fearing the sky would literally fall, or panicking that a small stream near their house might suddenly flood.
Or dreading getting sick right before a major exam.
Right. They even fixated on a senior coworker who got into a car crash right before a big executive promotion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they immediately spiraled into these intense prayers of like, please don't let that happen to me.
But wait, I mean, isn't it completely normal to just hope things go well?
Well, yeah.
Like everyone wants that promotion or for their wedding day to go off without a hitch. So at what point does that standard everyday concern cross the line into, toxic anxiety?
I mean, it crosses the line when the worry basically becomes a mechanism for control.
Okay, that makes sense.
The author realized their anxiety wasn't just internal fear. It manifested as this intense compulsion to micromanage reality.
But they had to force life to stick to their script.
Exactly. And when things inevitably deviated from that script, the stress caused them to make life incredibly difficult for everyone around them.
Which is exhausting for everyone.
Totally. It wasn't about avoiding danger anymore. It was this relentless need to maintain absolute control over the uncontrollable.
That sounds absolutely miserable. So, I mean, what actually breaks that cycle?
Well, in the author's case, it happens during their quiet time.
Right, their structured period for prayer and reading.
Yeah. They hit Matthew 6:27, which asks, which of you, by being anxious, can add a single hour to his span of life?
That is a heavy question.
It really is, and that triggers a complete paradigm shift in how they make decisions.
So instead of asking, what do I want, they start asking, how can I please God?
Right, and the mechanism behind that shift is what's really profound here. Wanting to please God doesn't magically put a protective bubble around your car,
Yeah, no magic force fields.
Exactly. The author admits that external problems don't just vanish. The relief comes from surrendering the outcome.
Got it.
If your ultimate goal is getting a promotion, you will be terrified of literally anything that threatens it.
Because you have to control it.
But if your ultimate goal is pleasing God, you realize his pleasure isn't dependent on your job title or avoiding bad weather.
It's based on your character.
Right, your character and faith in those moments. The metric for success moves from external circumstances you can't control to an internal compass you can.
You just stop fighting the detours.
Yeah.
And that internal shift actually bridges perfectly into the Apostle Paul's advice in 1 Corinthians chapter 7.
This part was fascinating.
Right. Paul pushes this idea that believers should aim for, quote, undivided devotion, because the present form of this world is passing away.
Right.
But I get kind of stuck on how he applies this. He writes that married people inevitably have divided interests because they're anxious about pleasing their spouses.
Yes, he does.
So, I mean, is Paul just completely anti-romance or anti-marriage?
No, not at all. He is actually just being intensely practical. Paul explicitly states that getting married is not a sin.
Okay, so it's not a restriction.
Exactly. It's a realistic warning. Marriage inherently brings what he calls worldly troubles.
Because you literally have to consider another human being.
Right. You have to compromise, balance schedules, care for their needs. You have divided interests by definition.
Which makes total sense.
So Paul's point is that whether you are single or married, the ultimate goal is securing that undivided devotion.
He just wants people to be aware of the relational anxieties that can distract from that internal compass we just talked about.
Exactly.
So if you are listening to this right now, you have probably felt that exact tension. You're trying to balance a career hustle, maintain a healthy relationship, and somehow find spiritual peace all at the same time.
It's a lot to juggle.
It really is. It forces you to look at your own daily decisions and ask, are they being driven by a fear of losing control, by societal pressure, or by a genuine desire for devotion?
And that creates a fascinating friction with modern life, right?
Yeah.
Our society literally demands that we juggle a million things at once.
We basically celebrate people who successfully manage heavily divided interests.
We totally do. Which leaves you wondering, is living with truly undivided devotion even possible today without, completely dismantling how we define a successful life?
That is a really tough question. But maybe a good start is just turning off that screaming mental GPS.